You were protected from a spiritual attack. This is what really happened. This message is not by accident. If you're watching this right now, it's because Archangel Michael has something urgent and sacred for your soul to receive. There was something aimed at you. Something not born of light, but of distortion, envy, and spiritual disruption. And you didn't even know it. But the divine did. And the protection you didn't ask for still came in full force. You may have noticed the signs. Sudden exhaustion without explanation. Dreams that felt strange, almost like they weren't yours. A heaviness in the room, even when everything seemed calm. And people you once trusted acting cold, distant, or off in energy. You weren't paranoid. You weren't imagining it. There was a spiritual attempt to invade your peace. Someone, somewhere, directed an intention toward you that did not come from a healed heart. It came from resentment, from confusion, from a need to control your growth because your growth was threatening their illusion of power. What they didn't realize is that your soul is guarded. Not by chance, but by assignment. You have angels walking with you. And this time, they stepped in louder than ever before. There was a moment, very recent, where something meant to spiritually paralyze you was released in your direction. A word spoken in darkness. A message coded in guilt. A visit in your dream space meant to pull you into fear. But it couldn't reach you fully, because something intercepted it in the unseen. Something divine. This is what really happened. Your spirit sensed it before your mind did. That sudden shift in energy? That inexplicable discomfort in the presence of someone you once trusted? That urge to isolate, to protect your space, to go silent? That was your spiritual defense system activating. What looked like confusion was actually preparation. You weren't retreating. You were being hidden in sacred silence so the attack could not find your soul's address. Heaven cloaked you. Your guides dimmed your energy signature to anything that didn't carry divine light. They covered you like a mother shields her child from the storm, and you didn't even know the lightning was striking nearby. The enemy of your progress wasn't always obvious. It wasn't always loud. Sometimes it was dressed like love. Sometimes it came wearing the face of someone you once prayed for. And that's what made it dangerous. But heaven saw the disguise even when you didn't. Archangel Michael says you were saved from entering into a contract of confusion. Had you responded? Had you replied? Had you opened your door, your heart, your spirit just a little more, what was coming through would have delayed your breakthrough for months, maybe longer. It would have fogged your clarity, made you doubt the steps you were about to take, made you question the very foundation you were rebuilding. That's why heaven blocked the conversation. That's why the message never reached you. That's why the call dropped. That's why the plan changed suddenly. You were not ghosted. You were protected. What was meant to look like reconciliation was really a tether. A spiritual string designed to pull you back into a season you had finally escaped from. A vibration that no longer matched your frequency. But heaven knew how close you were to saying yes again, not because you were weak, but because you still cared. And that caring heart is what made you a target. But divine love doesn't just heal. It shields. And in this moment, you were shielded. Completely. Silently. Powerfully. The person, the energy, the source of the attack may still be wondering why their influence suddenly vanished. Why your presence slipped out of their reach. Why your name no longer echoes back when they try to spiritually tug at it. It's because the gate has been closed. There is now a wall of sacred silence between you and the source of that attack. And nothing they do, no dream visit, no message, no sudden reappearance, will reach you unless you open the door again. And Archangel Michael says, do not. This is not a test of kindness. It is a test of discernment. You are not being asked to hate. You are being asked to honor your growth. And that growth requires distance. The spiritual attack was real, but your protection was stronger. You didn't fight it alone. Your prayers were heard, even the ones you whispered through tears. Your ancestors stepped forward. Your higher self stood in front of the blow. And the divine covered you with such intensity that what was sent to destroy your peace couldn't even find where you were resting. And if you're wondering why this is all coming to you now, it's because your soul needs the confirmation. You need to know that you weren't imagining the shift, that the unease had a source, that the silence wasn't a void, but a shield, and that you are not crazy for sensing all of it. Now, here's what you must do. Honor the protection by not reaching back. Don't chase after what was blocked. Don't mourn what was removed before it could break you again. Instead, stand in gratitude. Thank the silence. Thank the delay. Thank the invisible force that stepped between you and the blow you didn't see coming. Comment right now with Amen 707 if this message is resonating with what you've been feeling deep in your spirit. Let me know in the comments what signs you've seen: dreams, sudden silence, unexplainable calm after chaos, so we can stand together in confirmation and community. You're not the only one, and you were never alone. And if this message brought you peace, subscribe to Miracle Code. This is your sacred space for truth, spiritual alignment, and divine guidance. We share daily messages to help you walk this path with power and clarity. Like this video if you felt a shift. Share this with someone who may be fighting a silent battle and needs the reminder that protection often looks like isolation at first. This was not just a strange season. This was a spiritual rescue. You were protected from a spiritual attack. And now, it's time to rise, unbothered, unbound, and fully aligned. Because what's coming next will not be confusion. It will be divine compensation. Stay protected. Stay aware. And remember, when the divine defends you, no enemy can prevail.